Welcome, friends, to another episode of 5 Minutes with Gray Hair Dave. This is episode number 32. Welcome back. First of all, my name's Dave. If you don't know me by now, I have gray hair, have a gray beard. I wear glasses, just like the guy on the artwork, except I think he's a little better looking. And I don't have that color shirt. I may have to get one, though. I think it might be cool. So, anyways, welcome to episode 32. I think I already said that, but I'm going to say it again. So, today, what are we going to talk about today, folks? Well, you know, I was thinking, I talked a lot about things I was going to talk about later on. And one of the things that I wanted to talk about later on was technology. Now, I remember talking to you about rotary phones, rotary telephones that connected to the wall, kids. Remember, I said if you don't know what a rotary telephone is, look it up. I hope you did, because we had one. Then we had a push button one. Oh, that was just like we were up there, man. We were the top notch of the world. Now we got a push button phone. And then, oh my goodness. Oh, I remember when we got married, we had a phone in the kitchen and a phone in the bedroom. An extension. Oh my goodness. The same line. Anyways, yes, we had an extension. It was so cool. I tell you, it really was. I mean, thought we were it at that point, man. We're really living high off the hog now, you know. And then, oh, then just we're still talking about phones, folks. Then came cordless telephones. Had a little antenna like an old walkie-talkie you'd pull out, so you could walk around and talk at the same time. Oh, those were slick. They really were. They were bad. The batteries in the very beginning didn't last that long, but they got better as time went on. And then there was this miniaturization craze. Um, some of the technologies in audio, just like going from vinyl LPs in 45 and 33 RPM records to cassette tapes. Now, cassette tapes came out before. Well, actually, I think reel to reel came out before cassette tapes. And then they decided, well, why don't we start miniaturizing things? Because they had the technology to finally do it. And then came the Walkman from Sony. Boy, I tell you, that really, really, really changed the way everything happens now. Because they could take a giant, like 1.5 foot by 1.5 foot reel to reel tape machine that you could either A, record on or just, be listened to, down to the size of, oh, it's like, I don't know, 2.5 by 3.5, 3.5 by 4.5, whatever it was. Could clip it on your belt, put on headphones that they provided, which were pretty good, realistically for back then. They gave you pretty good sound, and you could walk around with this. A couple of AA batteries, and boom, you were off to the races. And my gosh, what a change there! And then I remember, and this was something that I thought was going to be it forever, and that was 8-track tapes. Now, granted, 8-track tapes wouldn't fit on your hip anywhere at all. They were just too big. The 8-track tape itself was bigger than a cassette tape. It was, oh gosh, twice the size and twice as thick as a cassette tape. But it's because it had 8 tracks on it. And oh my goodness. I had one in my car, and I had one in my customized van, and oh, I tell you, it was good music. It was good to listen to, but just it was too big to be good. You know what I mean? Size wise. I mean, I don't mean too big that it was a fad. It was a fad. Don't get me wrong. But we ended up going back. The world basically did going back to cassette tapes because 8 tracks they were just too big, just too much in the car, too much anywhere, and you couldn't carry them portably, and that wasn't any fun. So, they kind of went away. But it's amazing. After that, after cassette tapes, came compact discs, CDs. And on these CDs, you could put anything. They had the first things that came out were actually laser discs. And they were about the same size as an LP, a vinyl record, full size vinyl record, high quality, and the players were to play them on your TV were just 500-600 bucks, just as much as a TV. Back then, 500-600 bucks for a TV was a big TV. But boy, that didn't last long until they got rid of laser and went to compact CDs because we kept miniaturizing. Technology, it just keeps miniaturizing, miniaturizing, miniaturizing. And then from CDs, as you all know, we went to uh, thumb drives, flash drives, external drives, things like that, where we're storing our music on now. And now we're storing it on phones. I remember when the iPad came out. I'm sorry, iPod, iPod by Apple. There were MP3 players out there. I had one, and you could put I don't know 200-300 songs on it, and it had pretty good decent quality. It was really really small. It fit in your pocket really easy. It was a little bit bigger than a thumb drive now, but not much. But the iPod really really changed everything. Apple figured it out, and then of course when Apple figures it out, Microsoft follows, and everybody else. But who leads the pack still? Apple. So, anyways, that's some of the technologies of and the evolution thereof that I went through. Um, I wasn't around for party lines on telephones that I remember. May have been, I don't know. Maybe when we lived up in Croswell, but I don't know. I could ask my brothers; they might remember. But yeah, it was like okay, why not? But that's the way some of that kind of technology that I always loved was growing. The same with radios. I mean, radios started out as these big boxes that everybody sat around, in the 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s, and then they started shrinking. I remember when I was growing up in our kitchen, we had a transistor radio, which ran on batteries, and it was I don't know, probably about double the size right now of your Roku player or your Apple TV player. It wasn't all that big, and it had okay sound. It was an AM FM transistor radio. It had okay, but even those are getting better and better. When you look at it now, they went in your car. You can get high def radios in your car, and then came and then in the radio world came uh, satellite radio, which my nephew turned me on to that, and I signed up for it because I was driving trucks at the time, and I tell you what, it was cool to be the one of the people who were under the 1 million people mark. I remember watching it on TV the day that they signed up their 1 millionth customer. It was funny to watch. But anyways, folks, I've gone a little long here, and I wanted to get down to because they can, they must. Anyways, I looked at this list that I had ChatGPT pull up for me, Oh, I tell you, it's all basically it's all the same thing, just reworded. And I'm not. That's not what I want to do here. I want your perspective on because they can, they believe they must. Tell me what you're thinking about it. I've got some more. I'm going to start writing them down instead of checking. I've written a bunch down. But today, I was hoping to hear from you, the listeners. Go to my website, 5minuteswithgrayhairdave.com. That's the letter, I mean, sorry, that's the number 5, minuteswithgrayhairdave.com. Go down to the bottom of the website on any page on the right hand corner. There's a little microphone. Tap on that with your mouse. Leave me a message. Tell me what your because they can, they believe they must thing is. What's your feelings on it? Leave me a note. Let me know. And we'll continue on with this tomorrow, but I'm not going to rant and rave about it today. I'm just going to go ahead and say, folks, thanks for listening. Don't forget to tell your friends. I'm on all the podcast apps, the new ones, the old ones. And if you're telling people about me and they don't know about podcasts, do me a favor. Show them how. Be a friend. Be a pal. So, lots of love, folks. Hope to hear from you about because they can, they believe they must. And we will talk to you again tomorrow. Have a great day, folks. Bye-bye.